Hello and welcome back to Sonny Talk Spurs, and today I'm going to be admitting I was wrong about Giovani Lo Celso. But before we get into the video, if you are new around here, why don't you leave a like, subscribe to Sonny Talk Spurs and hit that notification bell because it lets you know when I've gone live. Now, let's get into the apology, the video, whatever you want to call it. So basically, this video has come around from me again admitting I was wrong. And I was wrong about a certain individual. No, not Vicario this time. Actually, Giovani Lo Celso. Because after basically his man of the match performance from a Spurs point of view against Aston Villa, I believe I should show him some respect and admit that I was completely wrong. Because even before the game, I went with my good friend and I said if Lo Celso is anywhere near that lineup, I would be not too happy. And he was announced a few minutes later in the Tottenham lineup to face Villa. And my God, what a game he had. Absolutely fantastic in the midfield, controlling, finding forward passes, linking up really well with Bentancur before he went off, getting a goal. So I was very, very impressed. But before all this, we have to go back to what I said about Lo Celso in the summer in my tier list video. And if you are obviously new around there, one of the first videos I did on the channel was a Tottenham squad tier list where I basically explained that Lo Celso didn't have a future at the club. Roll the clip. Also think we should sell Giovani Lo Celso. He's just not worked out at the club. I really thought he was going to hit the ground running when he signed, but he's just one of those ones that's been really disappointed. Came in for quite a big fee in the end. And I'm just disappointed. I just really thought he was going to be good. Gone on a couple of loan spells. Villarreal seems to be doing okay there. But with a lot of these players, I just can't see us getting big fees for them when we need to try and build them up so we can buy some other players to replace them. But he's just got to be sold. So yeah, I really didn't mince my words about Lo Celso there. And for a long time, I've stood by it until recently. Against Fulham in the Cup, wasn't all that good. Lo Celso really did struggle to get on the ball, but I've come to the realisation it's probably not him. It was some of the midfielders he was linking up with at the time of that game. You know, we saw with Bentancur how well he can play. You know, this was Lo Celso's first league start, I believe, in the Premier League since Nuno's last game against Man United. So it really shows that he was frozen out of the squad. But Ange Postecoglou put faith in him after Bissouma's suspension. Injuries to James Maddison and the midfield. You know, Sarr injured as well, actually, come to think of it. So he got his space finally, and he is perfect for the role. You know, that number 8 role is really good for him because he can progress the ball. He's a good passer. We are lacking passers since the injury to James Maddison. So he will really be vital in that position, you know, in the next few games. Probably up until January. You know, this performance probably keeps him at the club a little bit longer. You know, in the summer, he was basically looked like he was off. I think Villa were linked to him, Barcelona, a return to Villarreal as well. You know, I'm looking at his stats here for Villarreal. They weren't, you know, he didn't set the world alight there last season. 22 appearances, 2 goals, 3 assists. But it was, you know, the minutes and he's passing and he was just really vital. Cog in their machine. You know, he doesn't necessarily always get goals and assists. You know, we've seen in his career at PSG, he was played quite deep. At Betis, he was played as an attacking mid. But I think this 8 role could be quite perfect and vital for him going forward under Ange Postecoglou. It's just, he's got to keep putting these performances in. And without Bentancur, you hope he would be all right. I'm hoping the next game against Manchester City, which will be a very big test for him. It'll probably be him, Bissouma back in the side, and hopefully Sarr is a bit fitter. And that looks more like a Ange Postecoglou midfield. You know, I look at, you know, Hatate at Celtic. Lo Celso, could he be the new version of him maybe for us? He's got to basically be a plug and a solution until James Maddison comes back. And now with Bentancur out for, well, we don't know how long, he's probably our best progressive midfielder with the ball. Kulusevski as well. Could he drop in instead of him? You know, I liked Kulusevski playing deeper against Aston Villa. But then the only problem is, are you taking out some defensive qualities in the team. You know, obviously Basuma will be back, so that is quite promising indeed. But obviously in these sort of deep dive stat-based videos, we like to look at his players' FB rev. And I've looked at his, and I was actually surprised with what I had to, what I saw, because I didn't realise some of the company he was keeping when it comes to stats. So it's on screen right now, and as you can see, his assists are not as bad, 0.37 per 90. He's expected assists as well, 0.39. He averages quite a lot of shots, 2.46 per 90. His non-penalty XG is not the best, and his non-penalty goals are okay, but shot creating actions 6.28, passing. Now this is the key. The passing is quite good actually. Passes attempted 69.07, pass completion 85%, and progressive passes 8.74. That's what we need, because I just dread to think where our creation's going to come for. Until Maddison is back. I keep hammering on about that, but it is worrying. But, you look at progressive carries, successful take-ons, they could be a little bit better. And his tackles are not bad, but the rest of his defensive numbers, he's probably not in the side to be defensive. He's probably going to be the more advanced. If we, he'll be playing the James Maddison role, and then Sarr Basum will cover him. But I'm more confident about him in the side than I was, couple of months back. I really thought he'd be leaving. He probably will. This is probably actually giving him some value, and Daniel Levy will be more likely to accept a bid. But, he's always played well for Argentina. He obviously missed out on the World Cup as well, which was gutting for him. But, with Romero back in the side as well, a compatriot, I just hope he can find some form and really, go off the back of this result. Even the goal, it's well worked. He's driven the shot into the ground, made it awkward for another compatriot in Emi Martinez to deal with. Takes a deflection, I know, but I thought we had a really good game. Actually, I have to criticise Ange. I was surprised he took him off when he did for, I think, Ollie Skip. I just think Ollie Skip, his time at the club's probably up. I actually really back Lo Celso now to, go on and actually produce some numbers and actually be a pivotal part of Ange's team. And in a squad that looks a bit dismantled at the moment, a bit all over the place, people calling for a midfield signing. When we've got a player right there, we might as well use him to the best of our ability. And even, come to think of it, in the summer, going back to, that tier list I did, I wanted Tanguy Ndombele to come good, and I wasn't too fussed about Lo Celso. Ndombele now looks like an absolute, I think he's at Galatasaray, absolute dross of a player. And Lo Celso could come into form and be the player we love, because we know that Spurs love an Argentine. We've just got to see those numbers and see more proof in the pudding. Tricky run of games. Manchester City won't be easy. That midfield battle will be intense. And then you've got West Ham and Newcastle after that. So some really important games for Lo Celso. And, I'm wearing a Messi t-shirt. You probably can't see it. Just out of shot in the way of the microphone. There you are. But, got to back the Argentines, got to back the players, and I really hope that Lo Celso can come good and prove me even more wrong. I like being proved wrong because it means the team is going in the right direction. So let me know, do you think Lo Celso is going to go on a remontada and a renaissance and rediscover himself in the team? Or do you still think, no, I've seen enough of him, he's not good enough, he needs to probably go in January or the summer? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you are new around here, leave a like on the video, subscribe to Sonny Talk Spurs, and hit that notification bell because it lets you know when I've gone live. And I'll see you for my Man City preview with Mr. Kieran Carlin, which is on the channel, before the game this week. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye.